TIL, that Nicolas Cage spent $150 million on a 70 million year old dinosaur skull. There's the skull I bought at an auction, and I bought it legally. Here's the MacGuffin.
How dare you, Nicolas Cage? I shan't forget this. Okay, hi guys, and welcome to yet another show, and I'm joined once again by Marc from Long Island Watch. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's great.
Nice. Oh, the new one.
Oh,
wow.
yeah, it's new. Well, depends when this comes out.
Right.
Yeah, so this is, we're gonna roll right into it. Huh?
Yeah, sorry.
So this is the Doxa 300T Clive Cussler.
Oh, wow.
Special edition, not limited edition.
It's so much darker than the pictures.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this is...
That finishing's so cool.
Yeah, I did a whole video on this. I did an unboxing and everything. Yeah, so I saw this watch come out, came across my newsfeed, and I was like, wow, I don't own a Doxa. I'm like, but I want this one, because Clive Cussler means a lot to me. He's an author. I read all of his books that he authored by himself before getting into Ghost Riders. It's a 300T, but it's been photined, which is a term that was new to me. It's basically a plated case, and then it's tumbled to make it look old. Did it on the beads of rice bracelet. And
that's gorgeous. Yeah. I love the case back.
Case back's awesome. It's got an engraving of over 200 dive sites that Numa has surveyed or discovered.
Wow.
Current as of the end of 2022.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I love it. It's super watch. Super duper watch.
And as soon as it came out, you were just like...
Oh my God. I didn't know when it came out, but I think it was really close to... It came up on like my... going through the Google stuff, and all of a sudden it shows... Like, it was a news story from one of the, big blogs, whatever. And I was like, oh, click. I'm like, where could I buy it? I found a jeweler in Florida. Literally, it was there the next day.
And on the other wrist?
Oh, this is an Islander. This is the Sands Point, full titanium, kind of SKX case with a blue wave dial.
Oh, that is gorgeous. I haven't seen any of the Islanders in titanium before.
Oh yeah, well this was our first titanium watch. We released it with a blue rubber strap, and then I went ahead and a lot of people asked for a full titanium bracelet, so we made a full titanium bracelet.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah,
really nice blue too.
Yeah, oh beautiful blue. I love the blue.
Yeah.
It's great blue.
It's a very particular blue as well.
Yes, thank you.
Cool.
How about you, sir?
Tudor, I can never get it because my brain, it puts it, because day date.
Day date is the Rolex.
The Rolex.
Yes.
This is the date day. That's it. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Yeah, not much to say. Aftermarket Jubilee, two-tone. That's about it.
Yeah, it works, man.
Yeah, I just love it. It's a great everyday watch because of the complication.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
The older I get, the more kind of, it is a bit of an old man's watch.
That's okay.
But if you haven't seen my video about it, do check it out. I just love it. It's a great size, 36 millimeter.
Well, as you get older, you will be an older man, so it kind of just works.
Yes, I am an old man now. So.
You're not a lot. I know you hit a milestone. But
yeah,
I'm still over you.
I'm starting to do this with my phone now.
Oh, I do that too. But I refuse. You don't wear glasses, right?
No,
I refuse.
Yeah.
And I know I need them for reading.
Eventually, you're gonna have to compromise.
I'll bite the bullet and do it, but yeah.
Old man talk. Getting old in Marc.
Shall we talk about nightly habits?
Yeah, chin chin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens. Do you wake up in the morning with new pains and stuff that never had before?
No.
Because I know you're fit. I know you run and do this and that, as do I.
I just feel like I need more sleep.
Oh, okay.
Do you get that?
I feel good when I wake up in the morning, but I feel like in the afternoon I could probably take a 10-15 minute power nap now almost every day.
Yeah. Power naps.
I don't, and I just suffer through it.
Yeah.
Wait till the second wind kicks in. But
right.
See, I find also that there's just different things creaking and popping that didn't creak and pop a few years ago.
I used to be able to like run and eat ice cream every day
No,
and
no ice cream for me.
drink and
Yeah, no.
very little repercussions because I used to exercise like a maniac.
Right.
And now I'm just like, I have a little bit of wine and maybe some gelato on the Sunday, and then I'm
done.
having naps, like wandering around.
Yeah, you need to put beards on us when you edit it or something.
Yeah. So, guys, what are you discovering as we age
Together.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right. Anyway, watches.
Yeah, that's good. Let's get into it.
So, collecting mistakes. That's what we're talking
Buying
about.
mistakes, collecting mistakes, all that stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's good to point out that we have a very different perspective because I'm very much a collector.
Yeah.
Even though I'm winding that down as I get older.
Right.
You are approaching it more from a retail perspective.
Almost everything I think of is from the retail side. So,
Yeah.
what mistakes do people make? Not what mistakes do I make, because I don't make mistakes when I'm buying. No, I'm kidding. Of
Right.
course I do, but I'm not.
Because also your collecting is different to mine.
My collecting is very
You
different.
buy and that's it.
Yeah, I never sell.
Yeah.
Literally never.
I'm in the midst of a purge.
I think I've sold 1 or 2 watches over the years.
Right.
And I was like, why? Let's let them sit there and, I've got room for them.
It's a thing about, it's because when I was traveling recently, there was something really nice about, because when I first moved to Astoria, to Queens, I came with a suitcase and a laptop and I went to school and that was it. I didn't have any furniture, didn't have anything.
Right. You're nomad.
Yeah, and it was kind of liberating.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and now I have all this
They have all this stuff. It's funny, there's an author that I read, and Jack Reacher's like that. They call him Sherlock Holmes. He basically he's fictional, but he walks around and all he's got is a toothbrush and his ID and his ATM card pretty much, and that's it.
Interesting.
And he just sleeps wherever he wants, and But it's very interesting because he just picks up and goes whenever he wants. There's none
Actually,
of
there's an Italian chef who lives like that. But
Really?
he's stinking rich. So
Okay.
he's a Michelin star.
Really?
Yeah, I forget his name. I think it's
That's kinda cool.
is it Barbero Barbieri?
Okay.
Effing remembered it.
Yes!
It's incredible. I'm not that old.
Take that, AJ.
Yeah, take that age. Okay.
Anyway, so let's go.
No, that was a collective mistake.
Yeah.
Just going out of control and
And just buying everything.
yeah. Whereas you don't have, with your method, you don't have seller's remorse because you never.
No.
So it's either
Maybe just the 2 watches I sold, I kind of wish I didn't.
right.
One was a GV2, a Gevril, and the other one was an NB Jaeger pilot's watch.
Interesting.
Kind of wish I still had it. Okay, so my first one is going to be buying the wrong size watch.
Right.
Which is, obviously from an internet seller's perspective, sight unseen, is extremely difficult. But I find that people get too married to just specs, whether it be diameter or thickness, or now length to length is very popular, so I try to include length to length on all my listings as newer ones are created.
Why don't more brands list it big on their website?
There are a lot of manufacturer brands that don't even list lug width, which I don't even understand.
I know, that's...
I don't,
yeah.
to me it's like, but I guess, again, I'm in deep, the laymen don't care. They buy a watch, they're never going to swap out the strap, right? Most people, they buy a watch. But so I think that people buying the wrong size, or maybe I should stand and say buying strictly on size is just a mistake, because you can have a 40, an SKX, people kind of forget that an SKX is 43 millimeters,
right,
or 42 and a half, depending on where you measure it. Yeah. But the dial is only 28 and a half.
Right.
So it's not an ostentatiously large watch.
Lugs are not that long either.
For the Doxa. The Doxa is 42 and change, I want
Is
to
it?
say. Yes. But because of the way the case is shaped, and then the bezel, the dial is small.
Yeah.
So it wears tip to tip. So it wears small. So I think that you have to take the whole package into consideration. And I definitely have beaten this horse to death. A 42 millimeter Flieger wears way larger than a 42 millimeter diver, because the dial on a Flieger is almost the entire case, whereas the dial on a diver is much, much smaller. So I want to say that when people go to purchase, don't purchase strictly on size. If you know your maximum lug to lug, that's fixed. That's if you know your wrist can't handle more than 48 because it's going to overhang, then I get it. That is your max. You can't go over. Nothing's going to fix that. That's physical. But when you start to look at diameter and you say, oh, I can't wear anything over a 39, you have to really, you can't say that. You have to consider so much more to the overall packaging and aesthetic of the watch style.
And also, it's important to say it goes the other way too. Like, I know a lot of guys with large wrists, everything's too small for them.
Yes.
And I never really thought about it, obviously, because I've got tiny wrists.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't imagine having that problem.
I have someone just email me this morning. Can I get some extra links for your Citizen ProMaster bracelet? I have a 9-inch wrist, or 9 1/4.
Jesus.
And I'm like, 9 1/4? A ProMaster's a 42 millimeter watch. It must look like you're wearing, most like me wearing, something from the 30s.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But
Yeah, well, perfect. I mean, and I think it's harder these days because most of it's online.
And I get that. And that's why I try to tell people, you got to look at more than just. And everyone's wrist is different. Your 6.5 is different than my 6.5.
Yeah.
The bone structure. I've actually dug into the U.S. military has done all sizing stuff on for human factors, people's the length of the wrist, the thickness,
crazy.
the diameter of the bones, everything. And I've tried to actually kind of look at all that and see if I could distill it down to some kind of what do they call it, anamorphic, whatever. It's like anatomy stuff. See if I could figure out what the average wrist bone size is.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
That's crazy. My one is very easy. Serviceability. And I've put the true cost of ownership. It's good that I'm wearing this Tudor. This is the old ETA before they went with the in-house movements. I serviced one of these a couple of years back. It was just under $400.
Okay.
I didn't have anything else done on the watch. I was very specific. My watch dealer, my watchmaker, took him a couple of weeks. It was back.
Yeah.
Work it. He pressure tested it.
Yeah.
I love ETAs for that.
Right, always going to find parts.
Yeah.
And always going to find someone that can work on it.
And I think I've made mistakes in the past where I've bought Landeron chronographs or Lemanias and it was just a nightmare to
parts
fix,
are not
to get
available.
the part, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And also, do bear in mind with the Powermatic 80s, what do you call it in other watches? I know Hamilton has it now, but the Swatch group, you know what they've done? They've turned it into modular.
Oh, yeah.
You can't actually regulate it.
Right.
And if you don't have a Swatch account, you're not going to get those modular parts to replace things if things go.
Yeah, good they're going the way Rolex went. Yeah, pretty much.
Guys, I've said it in my reviews of these watches. They're great. They boost the power reserve, but think about
it's all their proprietary technology.
Exactly. Think about ask how much does a Tudor with the Kinesi or whatever the hell it is movement, how much that is going to serve, and also time. I don't know if Grand Seiko still do this, but back in the day, if you wanted to service a Grand Seiko, you had to go back to Japan.
Yeah, no, they could do it in Jersey.
They can do it now?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay, well that's good.
I've never serviced one, but I'm fairly certain they have watchmakers in Jersey.
But I had a friend of mine service a 321 Speedmaster. It was gone for I wrote it down. 6 months it was gone.
Wow.
It's like, what are you doing to?
It went to the moon.
Yeah, it went to the moon. I mean, maybe that's because that had something wrong with it, or a specific part that
backlog, maybe.
I don't know, but it took it 6 months. And it's like, if that was a special watch,
you're like, what the hell? 6 months?
Yeah.
Come on, can I get the thing back already?
If you calculate how many percentage of time ownership, that's a big chunk of time there.
It is.
Anyway. So be cognizant of this, and that's why I'll take just a standard ETA over a in-house thing.
Sure. In-house can only be serviced in-house.
Yeah. I recently had to service 2 Rolexes, and it was really like, wow, I'm not buying any more.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
I could have bought a new Omega something.
Right.
For the price.
They've got all their parts on lockdown.
Yeah. So anyway, that's back to you.
Oh, sure. So assuming price equals quality. This is so not true, and it's true all around you. It's true in almost, in commerce all around. If you have 2 automatic watches and one is 500 and one is 1,000, and they both use, let's say, an ETA movement, more than likely, there's probably not much different. There's not much different. The $1,000 one may just have a larger marketing budget that they have to support, larger financial infrastructure, and that's where you get into the whole we cut out the middleman BS and all that stuff, right? When you cut out a whole layer of distribution, you save a lot of money. So you can get a cheap Casio for well under $100, and the quality will be amazing. Or you can get $1,000 or $2,000 Longines, and the quality will be amazing. Is one built better than the other? I don't know. I can't really say that because they're both quality pieces. I will say though, brands will charge what they can get, and it's look at the iPhone. Perfect example. There's no reason the phone is so expensive, but people pay for it. Whereas, back when, smartphones were coming out, the iPhone came out and it was really expensive, or you can get a free one from Verizon. People are still opting to pay for the iPhone, and simply because they can get it. Right. And at the end of the day, it comes down to companies will charge what they can get for the item. It's not necessarily, it's market price, right? It's not driven by anything else. It's driven by what people will fork out of their wallets.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. And also there's a lot of hidden costs. You kind of touched on
Yeah, marketing, distribution.
There seems to be, especially maybe because I am getting old, I seem to perceive a sense of entitlement by people. It's like, I want this. Oh, you can't charge this for the flighty because it hasn't got sapphire, it hasn't got this. And
Yeah.
And it's like, well, someone had to design this, and there's so many hidden costs. And also, like the kind of intangible, the things you can't put a price on, like how much is heritage and brand.
I was actually going to say that. How much is it worth to you? Yeah. Right, and that's kind of what it comes down to. How much is it worth to society in general?
Right.
Because eventually every brand, Seiko did have a day one. And when it had day one, were people saying, well, I'm never buying a Seiko because they haven't been around as long as Doxa, who's been making watches since the 1800s. Right. Or Piguet since the 1800s, or Perolette, or any of the other.
I forget. Right, that's
Doxa's like 1880 something or whatever.
But you know why? Because they turned into divers at one point. Yeah. And I can't differentiate the two.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries.
Random.
Yeah, no. So I mean, that all comes down into they're going to get for it what they can get for it.
Perfect. Well, yeah. I'll go on to my next one.
Please do.
It is selling too quick, not appreciating what you have because you have become fixated or lusting after something new. The next thing, resulting in seller's remorse. I am guilty of this so much, and I think this is one big advantage of having a big collection like yours. Put it away for a few months.
Yeah, you come down. Whoa! I have this thing.
Oh, this is great. And I was going to sell this. I shouldn't sell this. I'm going to keep it.
Yeah.
Whereas I find myself playing little mind games, trying to justify. Well, if I sell that and I sell that, I can get this.
Got it.
And if I get this, I'd be happy.
Right.
There's
no final watches there.
No. I'm beginning to realize that I gotta wear what makes me happy, and I know that's so simple and so rudimentary, but
one of my things.
Oh,
that's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you can please bury the lead.
Yeah, I'm going off on a tangent.
No, it's all good.
But I think just take a step back.
Yeah.
I think that's especially. And I sell because I don't have unlimited, I don't have DuckTales amounts of cash. And
if you did, would you sell? If money was not an object at all, made no difference, would you still parse down your collection every so often?
That's a tricky one. I think, I don't think I'd appreciate collecting watches as much.
Because it's the next. Got it. So saving up and getting the next thing.
Yeah, it's the thrill of the hunt. It's the unboxing. It's like like my panerai, for example. I've had this love affair with panerai, which I never saw coming.
Right.
I took it to Italy. I can't sell that watch now because it's the one that I wore when I went to the back after 20-year anniversary and blah 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 blah. It's very important to me. Now I can't sell that watch.
Right.
I've lost my train of thought.
No, that's okay.
We're getting
curious
old.
Because it's just good market research for me. I'm just kind of just curious.
I don't know. I've put it away in the bank vault.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna. I've worn the hell out of it. I want to when I go and get it out.
As you were just saying,
I want to have that.
You want to rediscover it in 6 months.
The honeymoon. Phase again.
Yeah, well, there you are. Yeah. Where you been?
Because I think it would devalue everything. You wouldn't appreciate. Anything. It's so funny, isn't it? Because we spend our whole life just stressing about, oh, this has got to be done, this has got to be done so we can live and blah, blah, blah. And then if we had all the money in the world, we
you wouldn't appreciate any of it.
Yeah, I'd probably be like, you ever see Wall-E?
Yeah, the robot movie, the Disney one.
Yeah. Do you remember the way humans are just these mounds just,
they're like
just
floating through space. Yeah. Eating
and just consuming.
Right.
That's all. I'd probably end up like that.
Perfect.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah. You'd be in space with all your watches.
Yeah.
You'd have a true moon watch.
Yeah. There we go. Nice. Okay, back to you.
So since you segued, I'll segue. Buying what I'm going to say society tells them to buy, or buying what social media tells you to buy. Buy what you like. I say this so many times.
Is this, sorry to be clear, is this like investment talk? Because I can't.
No, I'm over that. I got that one too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, well, not kind of, but I'm more like
keeping up with the Joneses.
And even just for looks. Like, oh, everyone's buying, and I'm not knocking anything, but let's say the PRX, whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't like the PRX, don't get it.
Yeah.
I think people buy because everyone's getting them. I have to get it. Or I'll see they'll post a picture of
with the Palmatic 80 that I was trying to warn you.
Or I'll see them post a picture online with their like this, and then the picture of the watch on the wrist, and they'll say, "How does this look on me? Is this okay?" Why are you asking other people?
I know.
Don't. And again, if you do this, I'm not mad at you. But look at it yourself and say, I love the way this looks on me, or I don't like the way this looks on me. And don't let people tell you if someone else says it looks great. If you have doubts, it probably doesn't look right.
Yeah.
I
think we're slightly different in this regard because we are on social media. We have had a kind of baptism by fire.
Yeah.
Whereas like I always, every time I wear my panerai, there's like, let's say for 90 great comments, there'll be 10 that be like, it's too big. It's like, and I don't answer back, I don't argue, I don't have time.
Or just say thank you.
I'm just like, great, thank you for your opinion,
Thank you. When you get 150,000 followers, you can comment yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but it's like, maybe I've become desensitized to it.
I think so.
I just don't.
Well, but you're not making that mistake then because you don't care, which is perfect.
But maybe because I've gone through
You've gone through it and you dealt with a lot of it, and I just think that people should just say, if you like a bright pink dial watch, wear a bright pink dial watch. If people tell you, oh, it's not like it's too feminine or it's too this or it's too that, too bad. That's their problem. You gotta be happy with you.
Exactly.
Right?
Sounds like a them issue.
Yeah.
Not you issue.
The more you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's exacerbated by social media.
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
Do you think it's more the luxury? Because I know I did a whole video about analyzing luxury advertising and creating this false narrative because they had to diversify following the quartz crisis. It's like, well, it's Swiss made and it's you're a the whole status signaling, the whole aspirational aspect. So what's your opinion on all that stuff?
Again, nothing makes me happier than wearing a nice watch from a brand that nobody knows. You listen, Ardan. Sure, you know what it is. I know what it is. Most people watching probably know what it is. But when I wear my Maxi Marine Diver, I love it. It's beautiful. And people will comment on it. So that watch is beautiful. To them, it may be a $50 watch or $100 watch. I like that. Of course, everyone knows Rolex. Yeah. Sure. Even non-watch people know Rolex. But if you're wearing a platinum day-date, nobody knows. Most people don't know. You're wearing a steel watch. It's a nice watch. Oh, it's a Rolex? That's nice. But you know.
Well, you certainly feel it.
You feel it, and it's just what you appreciate, the stealthiness of it. And
I should point out, I did a review a long time ago. I borrowed a platinum, and I couldn't get over how heavy platinum actually is.
Way heavy.
Yeah. I'm guilty. Look at me with this wannabe date just.
You're a wannabe day-date.
Wannabe day-date, but I like the fact it's Tudor.
Yeah, I know, I get it. And that falls directly into what we're talking about. 100%. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Perfect. Guys, let me know what you think about social media and the whole. This kind of fits into it, like not understanding your own style.
Okay, yeah.
So not understanding your own style. It looks good on other people, but maybe it might not work for you.
Right.
There are so many examples. That the first one that comes to mind is like blinged out watches on music artists, right?
Yeah.
It works on them because they're a superstar.
Yeah.
But if I was to wear that, it would look cheap.
Yeah.
You know, I look like I'm trying too hard, or
Like Nicolas Cage with his
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But you see, he's cool. He's
Yeah, it
Nicolas
works.
Cage
It
because
works.
he's Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage. Yeah.
Nick Cage.
Good afternoon, sir. Hello.
Did I ever tell you that this here jacket represents a symbol of my individuality and my belief in personal freedom? I want it.
That's all you have to do!
I'll be arrested, put in airport jail.
You're gonna be fine, baby doll.
Out of my eyes! Shoot him again.
What for?
His soul's still dancing.
Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
Does the man make the watch? I guess the man makes the watch. The watch doesn't make the man or woman
Or woman.
or
yeah.
X.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's weird because I like this artist, Central C from the UK. He wears this iced out AP Royal Oak. I don't know what model or whatever, and it looks great on him.
Right.
You know, but if I wore that, my parents would be.
Yeah, like where was I it was just within the last couple of days. I was local to me. Oh, I know where it was. I won't say where it was. Guy was wearing an iced out date 8.
Right.
Everything with diamonds up the yin yang.
full-
And I caught it in the light and it was like,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm like, it just looks
Did it look good on him?
ostentatious. No, it just looks ostentatious.
Right.
I was
Because
like,
some
oh.
people pull it off.
Some people can pull it off.
I have friends who like, it's because their style, because
I guess maybe the way they walk.
yeah, they're just.
And
it
also the tone of the skin, a lot of times, definitely.
It works.
Yeah, it works.
You know?
Doesn't work on pasty guys like us.
No, no. Just to make that distinction, you
Yeah.
know. Sometimes I know this sounds really weird, but sometimes I will look in a mirror, full length.
Okay.
You know, does it work with this outfit? Does it work with my style? How I
Right.
feel today? That kind
Right.
of thing. You know?
But yeah, at this point you already own it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, I'm just making the distinction because I'm saying that.
That's one advantage of going in the store and trying it.
No, big advantage.
Yeah.
Big advantage.
Do you ever get that thing where you lust after a watch, but it just doesn't?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
just or the shine that shines out on the penny, whatever that's saying.
Right, yeah.
The penny loses its shine. Yeah. What I like to say is if you want something really bad. So I didn't follow my own, but I knew this was what I wanted.
that's
You know,
different.
but if you really want it, give it 2 weeks. You know, it's not going to disappear.
Right.
If after 2 weeks you still want it, go for it. But there's a good chance your feelings will change.
I think that's a great point. That almost could be another point of like just rushing into it, not taking. Yeah. Yeah.
You're like this, and just
Right,
going,
right.
wallet out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely been guilty of that impulse buying.
Impulse bought, 100%.
Yeah, but that's different because you had a
Yeah, I'll
connection
say
to
it's
the
different.
author.
It's true. I do, but you know, and I still love it. So honeymoon's fine.
I spent like 4 months
right
trying to look
So
for
that
this.
was true. That you know,
Take your time, think about it, get the right one.
I have a buddy who was lusting after a Rolex for, I would say, almost a decade. And
Really?
he finally had to get it custom. I've talked to him before. He's the guy that collects oyster quartz.
Right,
But there was a
right,
certain
right.
date he wanted with, I think it was a blue dial with baguette diamond markers.
Mm-hmm.
And it was made for a very limited time. And he was actually able to source he sourced the watch in Europe. He sourced the dial from Rolex USA, and then had it all brought
It's
together.
extraordinary.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's
it's
really cool.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's next?
Let's see. I'm gonna go to. Oh yeah. Kind of going into what you said, like this, going into debt for a watch. Oh,
Yeah.
and it's funny that me I make my living off of people's debt. So it's kind of ironic that I'm saying this, but I'm famous.
Sounds a bit nefarious.
Yeah, I'm popular for this because I'm honest. If buying the watch today means your brakes on your car fail tomorrow and you can't get them replaced, and that's the example I always use, then you shouldn't be buying the watch.
Right.
Don't go into debt. If you don't have the cash, doing 0% financing or whatever, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
As long as you have the cash currently to pay for the whole thing. If you have the cash to pay for the whole thing, you just want to spread it out, make it fine for yourself, that's great. I offer plenty of flexible payment options. But if the watch is going to make you
It's not worth it.
Yeah, like if you're paycheck to paycheck or whatever, or scraping together, and
Yeah.
you're gonna buy a $300 watch, and it's gonna be a burden on you, and a mental burden as well.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Just wait. Buy something less expensive, or just give it some more time.
Yeah.
And wait till you have more money accumulated, or sell off something else, or whatever it might be.
That's true.
But yeah, don't go into debt over a watch. They're awesome, but they're
It's
not that important.
Yeah, there's greater priorities in life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think a great piece of advice that I kind of imposed on myself is to find where your limit is. Like,
Got it.
I will not spend, well, this is a little bit delicate, but I will not spend more than a month's wages on a watch. And I will not buy a watch unless I could buy it several times over, just because I don't need that stress.
Right. That's
You know, and that's probably why I don't, go and buy, 50 grand Pateks. But
Right, exactly.
because I'm not quite there yet. But that would stress me out.
Right, I understand that.
And that would detract from the pleasure of ownership.
Correct. Yes, absolutely. Every time you look at it, you think, oh, that could have been dinner.
Yeah. And also, it literally, I remember I borrowed a Patek World Timer to do a review.
Nice.
And we were filming out in the street, and it started raining.
Oh, God.
And so we had to cut. The people I was working with, they were trying to rescue their cameras. I was trying to duck under a building because of the damn watch. And it's this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Right.
I don't want this watch.
Right.
You know?
Can't wear it on a rainy day.
Yeah, and afterwards, me and the guys that were filming, we went to a bar, and we were drinking. People I was working with asked the waitress, they were getting all chatty, how much do you think that watch is worth?
Oh, yeah, it's always a...
And I was like, don't say that.
Right.
She could go phone somebody.
Yeah, that's not gentlemanly.
Yeah,
Not smart.
Also, exactly. It's
not
like,
good.
do not share this location on social media.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a big mistake.
Yeah, true.
If it's stress-inducing,
Then don't do it.
then don't do it. Sorry, I totally
You're
hijacked
right.
your...
No, please. But that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
Call yourself an actor. Typical Daytona wearer.
Vintage market, extremely dangerous, and I think it's even more dangerous now.
Yeah.
Because I see less and less good examples and more redials.
Okay.
So that's obvious. Franken watches.
Yeah.
I've told you the story about a mutual friend of ours bought a Rolex off a very well-known YouTuber. Got scammed because it had non-original parts in the inside.
Right.
Wasn't declared.
Right.
The guy didn't stand by and offer him decent care.
Right.
So that's another mistake. Don't believe everything you see on YouTube. If you don't know what you're doing, don't stay out of it.
Oh,
honestly.
Absolutely. I don't. People say, "Oh, Mark, do you do trades? I have this that I want." First of all, I only traded like once or twice, and it was for, as you know, I told you, it was 2 Pogues. Well, a true gold dial and a blue dial.
But you knew what you were getting into.
I knew, and the people were very honest with me. They gave me the whole story. It didn't matter to me. I just wanted one, and they told me what parts weren't real. But yeah, I know nothing about. People assume because I am into watches, I know nothing about the vintage market.
Yeah.
Zero. And yeah,
there is a fun aspect to digging and learning.
Yes.
Like I bought a Universal Geneve, and I had to learn about the movements, about these micro rotors, and find out, will it be serviceable down the road, down the road.
Down the road.
That makes sense.
Down the road, you're good.
Okay, thank you.
You didn't even raise an eyebrow with it.
Right. Okay. You know what it is because when you switch languages.
Down the line, someone may say. Down the road is fine.
Down the road.
Yeah,
okay.
down the road. Yeah, you're good. Kicking the can down the road, it's all good.
Right. Yes, because. I've lost my train of thought.
Well, you started to go into when you switch languages.
Yeah, because I've noticed the older I get, another thing is I listen to my Italian podcast, and then when I go to speak English, and I do this in Italian. When I'm speaking English, I'm like, is that a word? Is that really how you say that? It's like because you have to. It's almost like switching gears in a car.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
it's like really.
It's a mental switch.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. This has become the getting old.
The getting old podcast.
Yeah. Vintage. I would recommend. I have a selection of vintage specialists I go to who always look after me, and they didn't know I had a channel. That's when you know they're good.
That's when you know it's good.
So if you want recommendations, I can help you with that. Or go with pre-owned, very reputable people. Again, I can help you with that recommendation. I buy from the same people again and again. And eBay's pretty good with the authentication thing.
Right, yeah.
But you have to get to a certain, it's
Yeah,
$2,000 more.
$2,000, yes, what it is, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, just be careful, guys.
But do they authenticate the parts as well on the inside?
On my panerai, I could see they opened it.
So you bought it on eBay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was really scared because there's a lot of fake panerai.
Yeah, sure.
But I could see they opened it. And I checked it myself.
Yeah.
With my watch guy, I was like double checking.
I mean, I watched a YouTube video. This would be a total segue.
Right.
But it was about eBay's authentication. It was sneakers. Because my son's big into sneakers, whatever.
Right.
And this guy, he just made an account and he just tried. He's like, I want to see how good their authentication is. And he bought a high-end pair of fakes.
Uh-huh. How
Sure
did they
enough,
do?
Got rejected.
Nice.
He's like, and he couldn't even. He's like, I don't. It's like it looks identical to me.
I looked up because I did a sponsored video for them.
Okay.
And before I do that, I had to test it out. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tested
make
it
sure.
out.
Oh yeah, make sure it works. Yeah.
And I found out their center is actually a very reputable expert.
It's probably a big watchmaker.
Yeah, no, it's
Right.
it's exactly
Like contract.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a huge place.
I wonder what the fallout rate is. Like what
have no
percentage
idea.
gets kicked. I'm sure they don't tell, but
Yeah.
I'd be curious.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, what's my that was my last one, huh?
Yeah.
And this is getting into what you touched on before. Thinking watches will appreciate in value.
Right.
You will appreciate the watch for sure.
Yes.
But they are not investment pieces by any stretch of the imagination. Very, very few exceptions.
Yeah.
I will. Rolex, Patek, Vacheron.
AP.
Holy Trinity. You know which ones they are.
Yeah.
They are not. I'm not wearing a Seiko today. They are generally not going to be Seikos. They are not Christopher Wards. They are not Tissots. They are nothing.
Buy for enjoyment.
It's like a car. The second you pull it out of the lot, boom,
yeah.
take off a good chunk of money.
Yeah.
Nothing. These watches don't appreciate it.
As soon as, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, please.
As soon as I see a video that says best investment in
and sometimes it's like it's an advertisement that comes up before another video. You guys want to learn how to make money on watches?
Yeah.
And that guy, I'm like, shut up, you can.
Yeah.
So if somebody like email and be like, oh, Mark, I found this in my drawer.
Would you go so far to say that's a scam?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the scam is buying whatever program.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
right, yeah.
Somebody, I found this Omega in my dad's drawer. What do you think it's worth? It's solid gold, and it's probably worth about as much as the gold. If you melt down the watch, that's the value.
Unless
few
it's
things.
some ridiculous...
There may be some rare ones.
Yeah.
If you have, John Glenn's watch or something, or something like that.
Who's John Glenn?
An astronaut.
Oh, of course. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm like, did I get his name wrong?
I thought you meant somebody we know. I was
wait, your friend John.
Your friend John. John Glenn. Who? Sorry.
No worries. But yeah, most of the time they're, it's worth sentimental. That's basically what the value is. If it was your grandfather's watch and it means a lot to you, then that's what it's worth.
I'm pretty sure I saw a video about buying Seikos as an investment. What?
Yeah, it's not.
Best investment under No, what? No.
It's an investment in your enjoyment, perhaps.
Yeah.
It's kind of like going to the casino. If you're not a high roller, the money you spend is entertainment money.
But why do you think YouTube, especially in social media, is so about this investment talk?
Because it gets people to click. Come on.
I can't stand
it's clickbait.
it. Yeah,
it's clickbait.
That's true.
For whatever thumb we use for this video.
Yeah. We should do a title.
We should. Best investment watches.
Yeah, top 10 investment.
Yeah, no, that's why, honestly, that's why I think
the
investment mistakes,
there
right.
we go.
Because I think it gets people to click. Because people, when it revolves around money, either saving money or making money, people are excited. Money is the great equalizer.
We should do a top 10 clickbait watch content.
That would be a good video.
Yeah.
Okay, let's work on that one.
Yeah, let's work on that.
Okay, good.
What's the most clickbait title you can think of? Please put it in the comments.
Watch expert reacts to TGV's collection.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, and you notice how it's always negative.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I trash. collection. Okay, good. That's my 5. What do you got? What's
Pretty
your
much.
last one?
No, that was 5.
Was it
That
really?
was my 5, yeah.
Wait, didn't I? But if I went first.
Oh no,
how
I
can
missed
go
my
last?
first one. Impulse buying.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
we
kind
went
of
like this.
addressed that. Yeah, I kind of addressed that. Oh yeah, itching a quick fix to scratch an itch when you should be saving for your long-term grail goal.
You got to change the last thing to
Yeah.
make it rhyme. Because you did fix, itch. Well, they kind of rhyme. You got to get something at the end. Maybe bitch. I don't know. There's something. That was a great saying, though. Did you make that up?
No, I just
A quick fix to scratch an itch?
Yeah.
You made that up?
Yeah,
Dude,
no.
that's awesome. Is that
Central C, call me.
is that a British saying? No, you made it up.
No, I just wrote it
You don't
down.
think that's awesome?
I guess.
That's great marketing. I'm writing it down.
Okay, fine, fine. No, but you know, like
I get it.
I've done this.
Yeah.
You know, like where I really want that Royal Oak, but I kind of went and got that, and it's like, well, I could have saved, and
I should have gotten that
Yeah.
instead. Yeah, no. I understand that.
it does work sometimes the other way. Very rarely. Like I have this Nivada Grenchen F77, and I bought it just because to dull any of those Royal Oak lusts.
Got it. So they're suppressed.
Suppressed.
Got
but
it.
it's just enough money where I'm like, yeah, I'll buy that, but not too much because I've had a Royal Oak in the past.
Right.
I owned it. It was great, but it's not something that I feel I need to own.
Understand.
So sometimes it works, but I do think that, you know, holding it out, you're much better than me.
Doing what?
I mean, that's the most impulsive buy you've done for quite a long
in watches?
for a while.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I don't buy watches often. I usually just
Yeah.
take them. I don't know, let's be
Take
honest.
them out of the stock. Take them out of the.
Yeah, get high on your own supply is
Right.
a saying that someone I know uses. So
Yes.
yeah, I like it. It's a good saying.
Yeah.
But most of my watches now are Islanders, to tell you the truth. I mean, it's
Right.
just, I like that one. And then we always have samples, like photography samples and stuff, and they're already used, so I might as well. It's not like I'm taking out inventory.
Right.
It's already written off.
I can relate to that with the co-designing the watches.
Right.
Because that's like, I feel that's also another reason why I'm like slowing down.
You get
It's
number
like,
0000.
Yeah,
And
what's,
it's, I already got a watch. It's
I
done.
only got to watch. And I
Sweet.
designed it, you know, the way I wanted it.
Right,
So
right.
anyway, this is us talk. This is not really very few people.
So this is not scripted, you're saying?
Yeah, no, but very few people can relate to this. You
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
Guys, I think that's about it. Right?
Yeah, it's our top 10.
Do share yours in the comments below. I have to give a massive shout out
Good luck.
to Marc for sponsoring the production of this video. Don't forget to like this video. Also subscribe to Marc. There'll be a link down below, all that good stuff. Top 10 clickbait titles for watch videos. Add in the comments, please.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and we will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao.
Ciao.
Perfect. Nice.
That's good. That was a good one.